Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Warriors star involved in bizarre mishap before Game 1 tip-off. 1 minute into Game 1 between the Warriors and Timberwolves, the playoffs delivered an unexpected fashion twist. Buddy Hield was wearing the wrong shorts. Golden State's sharpshooter had to exit the court after Minnesota's bench pointed out that his shorts featured blue trim, not gold like the rest of the Warriors' uniforms. The refs whistled a delay of game, and Hield jogged back to the locker room to change, delaying a game that was already running late thanks to the Pacers-Cavs overtime thriller earlier in the night, via NBC Sports Bay Area. Uniform slip-ups aren't unheard of, but this one quickly turned into locker room comedy. After Golden State's 99-88 win, Hield and Jimmy Butler met the media, Butler ready to pounce on his teammates' mishap. But Hield beat him to the punch. Jimmy switched it out, Hield joked. That was Jimmy's fault. Jimmy switched it out, and that's what happened. So I was looking for my shorts and I thought it was the right ones. He said, "Yo, put these on." Butler, stunned, "That's what you're going with?" Hield doubled down, "Yeah, I'm going with it was Jimmy's fault. His locker's next to mine. Got a fine for it. So it's cool. But it's Jimmy's fault. Blame Jimmy." Despite the early uniform chaos, Hield went on to score a game-high 24 points, including 5 threes, in the road win. His performance was even more critical with Steph Curry exiting early due to a hamstring injury. That left the door open for Hield to step into the spotlight, and perhaps his true identity. "I'm Batman," Hield declared post-game. Via Anthony Slater on X, his shorts may have betrayed him, but Hield turned the moment into a joke, a win, and another classic chapter in his ongoing buddy comedy with Butler. With Game 2 looming Thursday, expect the jokes, and the shorts checks, to keep coming. Golden State's Game 1 win came at a cost. Steph Curry exited before halftime after pulling up with a hamstring issue, and is expected to miss Game 2. With a hamstring, it's hard to imagine that he would play, head coach Steve Kerr said post-game. He's obviously crushed. The guys picked him up and played a great game, but we're all concerned about Steph. Via Anthony Slater on X, the Warriors are already adjusting their game plan, leaning more on Hield, Butler, and Draymond Green, who combined for 62 points in the opener. Steve Kerr reveals how Warriors star Steph Curry reacted to injury. Head coach Steve Kerr of the Golden State Warriors talks with Stephen Curry. Golden State Warriors star Stephen Curry was crushed after exiting Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals against the Minnesota Timberwolves on Tuesday with a left hamstring strain, Steve Kerr revealed. "Curry is day-to-day. He'll get an MRI tomorrow," Kerr told reporters after the Warriors pulled off a 99-88 win without Curry in the second half. "I talked to him at halftime. He's obviously crushed, but the guys picked him up and played a great game. Obviously, we're all concerned about Steph, but it's part of the game. Guys get hurt. You just move on. Our guys did a good job of moving on and getting a great win 48 hours after a Game 7 road win." Buddy Hield took off from where he left. Hield scored 24 points on 5 of 8 shooting from 3 to lead Golden State in scoring after his playoff career-high 33 points in the Warriors' Game 7 win at Houston in the first round. Jimmy Butler added 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Draymond Green finished with 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists as the trio picked up the slack for Curry. "It's just an amazing group of guys," Kerr said of his team. "They compete. They're together. We've been the best defense in the league since the Jimmy Butler trade, and that's what's keeping us afloat right now." The Warriors kept the Timberwolves under 90 points on 39.5% shooting. But they did not go down without a fight. Minnesota cut Golden State's lead to 9 with 5:19 left. Hield responded with a three-pointer while Butler scored on a floater to restore a double-digit lead. Kerr plans to give the Warriors a rest day after a grueling first-round series against the Rockets that went the distance and a quick turnaround for the second round. But there will be no rest for Kerr and his coaching staff, who will convene to devise a game plan without Curry. "We're game planning for Curry to not be available on Thursday," Kerr said. "We don't know yet, but with hamstrings it's hard to imagine he'd play Thursday." Dr. Nirav Pandya, a professor at the Orthopedic Surgery Department of the University of California, San Francisco, and director of sports medicine at Benioff Children's Hospital, said the minimum missed time for hamstring injuries in the NBA is 6 games based on a medical study he was part of. "It doesn't necessarily mean that Stephen Curry will be gone for 6 games, Dr. Pandya said. Dr. Evan Jeffries, an NBA and NFL injury expert and owner of the San Diego-based Evolving Motion Physical Therapy, also outlined a typical recovery timeline for hamstring strain. "This is the worst-case scenario in a playoff series," Dr. Jeffries wrote on X about Curry's hamstring strain. "Typical timeline of healing is grade I, 7 to 10 days, and grade II, 3 to 6 weeks. Curry's return to play will be determined by the grade of his hamstring strain, location of the strain, the number of hamstring muscles involved, cross-sectional area involved, and the degree of swelling," according to Dr. Pandya. "A grade 1 strain is a micro tear, grade 2 is a partial tear, and grade 3 is a complete tear." Timberwolves' Julius Randle issues demand after 11-point loss to Warriors. One way to punish the Golden State Warriors' tendency to go small is to dominate the glass, and the Minnesota Timberwolves have certainly shown that they can do so, as this was their best recipe for success during their first-round matchup against the Los Angeles Lakers. But in Game 1 of the series, the Warriors out-rebounded them by 10, and amid their historically putrid shooting night, there was simply no way they were going to win, even with Stephen Curry having to exit the game early due to a hamstring injury. In the end, they lost Game 1, 99-88. While the brunt of the blame should fall on Anthony Edwards' shoulders, as his complete inability to get into a rhythm in the first half set the tone for the Timberwolves' offense for the rest of the evening, Julius Randle also pointed the finger at himself, saying that he must be a more dominant presence on the glass. "I gotta play better. I can't have 3 rebounds," Randle said following the Timberwolves' loss, per John Krasinski of The Athletic. Randle was far from his best as well in Game 1. While he indulged in some bully ball in the paint, it did not result in a very efficient shooting night, as he ended up going just 4-11 from the field for 18 points while hauling in just 3 boards. With all of the Timberwolves' missed perimeter shots, perhaps Randle should have been a more imposing figure on the interior to give Minnesota more second-chance opportunities. But at the end of the day, Game 1 was simply a nightmare on all fronts for the Timberwolves. This loss to the Curry-less Warriors should be a wake-up call for them that his series wouldn't be a cakewalk in any capacity. In today's NBA, it's always going to be hard to win a game when a team shoots 17.2% from 3 on 29 attempts. This made driving lanes more clogged for the Timberwolves and allowed the Warriors to maintain their lead even though they themselves were struggling to get much of anything going on that end of the floor due to Stephen Curry's absence. But it was jarring to see the Timberwolves get outworked on the boards by the much smaller Warriors team. And you, fan? What do you think about Julius Randle's situation? Write to us in the comments.